Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram, he's at Anonymous Reality Tea. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we're talking Love Housewives. Real Housewives of Atlanta and Love and Hip Hop ATL, because Mama D has some things that she wants to say to Porsha, and I just don't understand. And it's like, y'all all want to drag Porsha. Y'all, by I mean these other reality stars and these other folks. Y'all always want to come on the internet talking big and bad when y'all know Porsha is away filming another reality show. I just peeped it, right? Because why didn't you respond immediately when Porsha was coming for y'all? When she responded, see, this is the thing, Mama D, you started this. All you had to do was introduce Drew Sidora. But you took it a step further and said, I don't know why Porsha said that you and that hot dog man and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So what was Porsha going to do? You thought Porsha was going to be quiet? The same Porsha who's had no problems throwing hands on people in the past? Like dragging people by their hair, chasing somebody down in an alley. Like you think Porsha was not going to say anything? So let's listen to what Mama D has to say. And I'm just confused because I feel like all of this is very unnecessary. I feel like all of this is very inappropriate, but let's take a listen.
I was DM'd by a certain housewife. I'm not going to tell you who. And they pointed out to me that my son called the housewives, was it bitches or hoes? Whatever. Scrappy did not mean it for all the housewives. He does not mean that. He just went after a certain person, and they know who they are too. They know who they are too. So y'all stop getting defensive. Don't do that. He means you no harm. Stay out of it, because when I say, I feel like the housewives, Mama D gonna say it, y'all put on $5,000, $10,000 outfits and go back and forth with each other. That shit. No. I was see what Love and Hip Hop Atlanta do. We put on tennis shoes and take off our earrings, bitches. And we gets to it. So never put yourself on our level and don't belittle us. You know what I mean? Because some of y'all is name chasing and money chasing. Getting things you can't afford out of men. I never walk into a situation with not knowing who I'm dealing with. I know your secrets. I know your family secrets. What your dad didn't do, your granddad didn't do. I know everything. Please leave me alone and be quiet. Shh. And we'll be quiet back at you. If you come back, here it goes. And we're at war. Donald Trump ain't got shit on the palace. See what Love and Hip Hop. Me and Drew, we good. All this stuff comes from y'all. Me and Drew having a gig together, and I said, I can't believe Porsha's coming after you for her baby's father hot dog stand, and now it just went. So Porsha came at me, and I went back at her, but he came for me too, he hit me, but he got off of me. And he said, I fucks with Scrappy. So let me tell you something, for you to get on, period, with two bitches, you were wrong. That's why, y'all, Scrappy came at his ass. So if I were them, stay the fuck back. Because I'm not going to say nothing past this. But if I see or I hear something, if I would, me and Drew, we good learn Black American history before you come at Mama D. Hear about why Rosa Parks didn't lose her seat. Hear why when slavery was abolished, that it was learned in certain counties in Georgia. So if you don't know that, if you did your study, if you're not a college graduate, because my major was, okay, let me hear you, was biology. My minor was history, and that is including Black history and American history, unfortunately. Learn.
I'm just gonna say this, y'all. I'm gonna need Married to Medicine. I'm gonna need Love and Hip Hop, ATL. I'm gonna need these shows to stop using Real Housewives of Atlanta as their punching bag, as their drive for content. And I'm gonna blame, this started with Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly started this foolishness, and part of it was because Phaedra was on the show for 2 seasons, right? So y'all kept, using the Housewives for clout, and it finally worked for y'all, where y'all finally had one of your reunion episodes that had higher ratings than Real Housewives of Atlanta, but now it is spilled over to Love and Hip Hop. And again, all of these shows are all filmed in Atlanta. So this isn't even a situation, this isn't like an East Coast, West Coast thing, or the North versus the South. Y'all are all in Atlanta together. Married to Medicine films in Atlanta. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta films in Atlanta. Real Housewives of Atlanta films in Atlanta. So all of y'all are coming for Real Housewives of Atlanta, and all of y'all are in the same vicinity of each other. Make it make sense. Like what are we doing? What are we doing? Mama D, you gotta own that you started this. All you had to do was introduce Drew Sidora. Here comes Drew Sidora. She's got some amazing songs she's gonna perform for you. Da-da-da-da-da-da. But you wanted the conversation. You wanted to be viral, and you knew this was going to go viral the moment you name dropped Porsha's name. Because it no longer then was about Drew Sidora. It was no longer about Drew Sidora performing her songs and whatever else. It turned into a versus between you and Porsha. And Porsha's baby daddy, Dennis, got into it a little bit or whatever. And I guess you're throwing shots at him too. But where you're losing all of this is that you're making it seem like you didn't start this, number one. And number two, I wonder who the other housewife was that got in your DMs. What was it, Phaedra? Like who was in your DMs that said, don't call the housewives bleeps? Make it make sense, right? And so now you're trying to clarify, oh, it's just one, where we're talking about Porsha, and then making threats and saying you don't mind going to WAR, right? Like this is not a time to joke about things like that. And I guess throwing shade, throwing read on allegedly threatening, stuff about Porsha's family and this and that. Like what are we doing? What are we doing? Porsha was not talking to any of y'all. Y'all brought her name up. Y'all brought her up. But I find it interesting that you wait till weeks later to do this when y'all know Porsha is over there filming The Traitors. Just like Kenya did her YouTube video, throwing shots at Porsha, and she's over there filming The Traitor. So right now, Porsha can't respond because when you're filming these reality shows, these competition reality shows, or these dating shows, or whatever else, where you're secluded, and you're supposed to be seclusion. See, that's the difference between these other shows. Like, you can still have access to your phone, but The Traitors and all these other types of shows, you don't have access to your phone and social media for an extended period of time. Somebody else is running those accounts. But I'm gonna need y'all to stop it, and I don't want to hear it when Porsha responds. I don't want to hear it when Porsha responds or cusses people out or whatever else. Like y'all gotta find something else to get traction. Y'all need to find something else to give yourself some motion. Y'all need to find something else to give yourself some attention. But attacking Real Housewives of Atlanta is old. Like it's old, it's tired, it's delayed, it's expired. Like, what are we doing out here? Nene, Cynthia, and Phaedra, they were at, I think, Jason Lee's Hollywood Unlocked award ceremony tonight. Y'all gotta chill. Leave the housewives alone. They don't bother y'all. They keep their drama within the confines of their show, but y'all, all these other shows, Married to Medicine, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and all y'all are in the same city, filming the same type of reality shows and everything else, although it seems as though there's jealousy. There's jealousy of Atlanta because despite everything that's happened, Atlanta is still considered, Real Housewives of Atlanta is still considered the premier reality show over a Married to Medicine and over a Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So y'all feel as long as you can keep coming at them that y'all get in the algorithm and people will talk about y'all. But I don't want to hear it when Porsha responds because it's not about like or dislike at this point. Like, you're intentionally throwing shots at Porsha and then you want to get mad at Porsha for responding. But nobody told you to say her name in the first place. All you had to do was introduce Drew Sidora. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post the content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.